hard to believe the PlayStation brand has been around for 20 years. Since 1994, Sony has released 4 home consoles, 2 handheld systems, and thousands of games, and it all started with the PlayStation 1, which brought 3D gaming to a CD-ROM platform. The PlayStation 2 quickly followed and is still the best-selling console in history. In 2006, Sony released the PlayStation 3 and took the first real step into HD console gaming. And finally, just last year, we got the PlayStation 4 and a taste of next-gen. In all of those years of gaming, the PlayStation brand has built up an incredible library of games. Here are my top 5 favorite PlayStation titles of all time. The Last of Us is arguably the best game on the PlayStation 3, and in my opinion is in the top 10 best video games ever made. It's an emotionally charged, grueling, and beautiful adventure of a pseudo-father-daughter relationship. It's a game that will leave you on the edge of your seat from beginning to end and leave you wanting more. The game follows Joel and Ellie across a dystopian United States while fighting off fungal-infected humans, but that's just the surface-level threat. The real unnerving part of this game is the subtly terrifying nature of humanity. And where this game leads you, you won't ever forget. On a more lighthearted note, Kingdom Hearts brings us a beautifully presented crossover of various Disney settings and Final Fantasy characters, all under the direction of Tetsuro Nomura. While I very much enjoyed the first game in the series, the second game really captured me. The opening cutscene animation had me so enthralled I literally had to watch it every time before I would ever pick up a controller and actually play the game. The series follows the main character Sora as he searches for his friends while encountering many villains from Final Fantasy and Disney fame, as well as new enemies such as the Heartless. This is truly a game that anyone can enjoy, and I can't recommend it highly enough. One of the last great games for the PS2 is Shadow of the Colossus. This is one of the most memorable gaming experiences I've ever had. The sheer scale of this classic was mind-blowing at the time and is still awe-inspiring today. The game requires you to climb up massive creatures known as colossi, each one a unique puzzle with hidden weaknesses, and stab the shit out of them. When you take each one down, you feel this huge sense of accomplishment, immediately followed by a wave of guilt for destroying this once beautiful creature. It's a game that makes you question the tasks ahead of you, and wonder if you should really be listening to the mysterious voice in the sky. The spiritual successor to Koudelka on the PS1, Shadow Hearts takes a lot of the traditional JRPG elements you're accustomed to and flips it into a story that is comical, scary, adventurous, and all around exciting. My favorite element of this game is that it takes place in an early 20th century European setting, with landmarks and people you'll recognize from history. Obviously, it puts a bit of a demented spin on the whole thing, but I've always been a sucker for including real-world elements into games. Shadow Hearts also breathes new life into turn-based combat mechanisms by including the Judgment Ring, requiring quick and accurate button presses for actions and potential bonuses. The weird story, unique characters, and great combat mechanics make this one of the best RPGs I've ever played. I know. Out of all the Final Fantasies to call my favorite, I have to pick Final Fantasy VIII. Well, yeah. Final Fantasy VIII was light years ahead of the previous games in the franchise in both visual fidelity and story complexity. I'll admit I'm a bit of a pushover for love stories, so the connection between the characters Squall and Rinoa will always be fascinating to me. Also the music. Nobuo Uematsu really outdid himself for this game. Between Eyes on Me, the first video game song to ever win Song of the Year at the Japan Gold Disc Awards, and running around Balam Garden listening to the music, how can you ask for anything more? Remember how I said the story was complex? Final Fantasy VIII had it all. Time paradoxes, space travel, body swapping, and an ending that will leave you questioning what actually happened throughout the entire game. That's my list of top 5 favorite PlayStation games of all time, but I want to know what yours are. Do you agree with my picks, or was there something I left out? Let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, I'm booting up my old PS1 just to hear that classic startup noise.